Well, good morning, everybody. This is Catherine Toon, and we've been really busy in the Toon household. Got a lot going on, a lot of changes, a lot of challenges going on. So it's just kind of what that is, and I'm sure you've got your own set of those. And, with that, I was just meditating on redirecting purpose. A lot of times we head out we get a prophetic word, or there's something dropped in our heart, or there's this desire or passion, and we head out on a certain trajectory, and it doesn't pan out, and it could have been totally a God thing, right? So, what happens when you have what you're really thinking, hi Jan, what you're really thinking is a God purpose. That is something that God said, and there was a zing on it or whatever, and things were going good, and then things kind of fall apart like a $2 suitcase, and it happens. And what do you do? Well, number one, most of the time, our purpose is intertwined with our why, and our why is really the most important thing. That's the thing that gets you out of bed. That's the thing that drives you in a good way, right? Your why doesn't change, and it's usually something really deep inside you that you were actually born for. But your what will change. And sometimes things just fall apart, and it was totally God, and things just fell apart. Hi Albie. People get sick, stuff happens. This is not God's will. Stuff happens, and things don't pan out well. And so what do? I mean, you have to kind of take your hits and recover some. But then at some point you need to get up and refocus, redirect, because you know what, your why will not change. And so, he was showing me in this particular area, and I would share, except for it involves my daughter, and she's a very private person, so I'm trying to honor her. But, really hard hits happen. And hi, Lynn. So what do? At some point you need to get up and realize, wow, okay, so this did not pan out. And it was supposed to be a God thing, and it was a God thing, and for some reason or other, it doesn't pan out. And you have to, a little bit of introspection. Okay, was there something I did? Blah, 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 blah. Sometimes it's just kind of a perfect storm. Crap happens, and it really does. Sometimes, it just does not pan out. But, God did not change his mind about his purpose and his why for you. But what it looks like may change. And sometimes you need to go through a grieving process, because what it was that was good didn't pan out. It's kind of like a relationship that was really good that just didn't pan out, or whatever that is. And you have to discipline yourself that you don't get into the blame game, you don't get into the condemnation game. You may need to forgive people and things, and then at some point you need to let it go and realize that, what, God has 5 zillion ways to skin a cat. He doesn't skin cats, but you know what I mean. He always has another avenue. And he was showing me, hi Kyle, love you. He was showing me this morning kind of as this big, we just got kind of kicked in the stomach. It's just what it was with our daughter. And she got kicked in the stomach most of all. And, so what is it that you do when, wow, this totally just fell apart? Well, at some point you're going to need to reevaluate, because, God was showing me his purpose and his plans for us, and kind of what didn't work that should have worked, or what, worked that wasn't supposed to work, you know what I mean, a bad thing. He has 5 zillion ways, and he was showing me it's kind of like, no river, and you think Holy Spirit, that kind of thing. But, when you have a river that's flowing down a mountain, wow, there's 5 gazillion ways that puppy can get down the mountain, right? And it may not look what you originally thought it did. And, you may truly have to grieve a loss, okay? But that doesn't mean your purpose has been derailed. It means the how, the what, and the how has been derailed, okay? And so, but the why is the gravity that is moving the water down the mountain. So if it doesn't go in one path, there's 5 gazillion other paths, and the Lord can make a path. And our thing is that we need to recover from our hits, and then we need to get up again and redirect again. And it's really important that we do the grieving process, that we really forgive people, that we forgive ourselves. Sometimes we just mess up, right? And that we let it go and we move on. And let the Lord genuinely minister to your heart. Don't stuff it, okay? But on the other hand, don't wallow, okay? And so, it's important that we have our times of dealing with our losses, and then we let it go, give it to God, and move on, because your why has not changed, right? Your impact has not changed. It's just how it looks has changed. So in every disappointment, the Lord can reappoint you, right? And this is true with our purpose in terms of, vocation or ministry or whatever. It's true with our purpose with relationships. Sometimes those don't pan out. Stuff happens. You live in the same world I live, and we all make mistakes, and people make mistakes, and yada, yada. But there is always hope, and there is always joy, and there's always we need to give ourselves the grace to grab a hold again, get back up, and see what does that look like now. And there have been times in my life when the hits have been so hard that it honestly really kind of knocked me out for a season. I felt really, really dead inside, and that's just hard things that happen. But the Lord is able to jumpstart your heart again. He's able to bring things back to life that you gave up on, right? And it's really important that we don't give up on God, and it's really important that we don't give up on ourselves, because we can be reappointed. And I've seen it over and over again. Listen, you were made to be a champion. That means there's things to overcome. There's serious things to overcome. And you can do it, because you are one with God. You are one with a person of love, and love never fails. He is for you, not against you. So do the work you need to do in sort of recovering and recouping, and do the work you need to do in order to refocus, and let him help you with that. He is so kind. The first 2 attributes of love are patience and kindness. And you know what? In the process, be patient and kind with yourself. Yeah. Even if you really messed it up. So anyway, I hope that's been helpful for you today. I love you guys. Hi, Kristen. And I gotta run. You guys have an amazing day. Bye-bye.